once we are born again, we should live free from a guilty conscience. And you say, but I messed up. You know what your conscience is there for? It's like an alarm clock. If you set, some people don't need an alarm clock, but just say the average person needs an alarm clock to wake up at 6 a.m. to go to school or job or whatever they have to do, or whatever time you get up. You set your alarm goes off, it wakes you up, and then you move on with your day. Let me ask you, does anybody keep their alarm clock going in their pocket all day long? No. It wakes you up, and then you move on. It's exactly what a conscience is for. It wakes you up, and then you move on. It's not to sit there and nag you and nag you and nag you, but for someone who still has a consciousness that they have been wrong, the devil will take that and beat you to a pulp. He will eat your lunch and pop the bag, as I've heard it put. He will remind you of everything that you have done wrong and everything that you are not doing right. And when you live in that kind of mentality, it will utterly, completely destroy you. You will have no confidence to go before the Lord like you were designed to. Oh my God. The garden is where it was all laid out. They met with God every day. In the cool of the day, they met with God every day. Why? Why did they meet with him? Was it to believe for a new car? Was it because they were lacking food and they needed, God, please, we need food? No, it wasn't any of that stuff. They just met with him just to be with him. Just to be with him. And Satan has robbed us. He's robbed us from our intimacy with the Lord. Because when we go in, people go in. They go in, it's like, Lord, you know I did this, and God, you know I did that, and I haven't been doing that. God knows all of that stuff. And it's good to go in and say, Lord, I've been a real meathead lately. And to be carnally minded, literally, it's to be a meathead, because carnal is of the flesh, and flesh is meat. You're a meathead if you've been doing carnal things, amen? It's good to go in and say, Lord, help me not to do that. I do that often because I've often been a meathead. But when I go into the Lord, I don't lay all this stuff out so that he'll accept me. He already accepts me because of Jesus. And my consciousness of how I used to be is totally been dead, buried, washed away, and I was buried in baptism with Christ so that I could be risen again in the newness of life. Yeah.